Good evening. November the 5th. What does that represent to you? I know if you're American, you'll say the general election in America. Well, for us Brits, it means something different. It represents Guy Fawkes Day or Guy Fawkes Night. It's when we put an effigy of Guy Fawkes on top of a big bonfire and we light it up on November 5th. And then we let off fireworks to celebrate the event in history of Guy Fawkes. And in fact, Guy Fawkes tried to burn down the Houses of Parliament. Funny celebration that, but maybe they knew something we didn't. You know, often living in Southeast Asia with a Southeast Asian person, there are trigger words and there are trigger situations in everyday life. No more so than when you have a YouTube channel. You'll get people who pick on the word racist, get people who pick on the word American even. But more importantly, you'll find often many who don't understand the concept of free speech, the concept of free mind and thoughts outside of their own Western culture will look upon us as foreigners, yes, but also we have to be very careful not to offend them. One of the reasons why I set up this channel on this particular platform was to continue with my thoughts for the day. And they are my thoughts, they're not anybody else's. They're things that I think might interest those watching or listening. And it's always been my intention not for it to be a diary, but to be a reflection on things that I've discovered myself and also heard from others and had conversations about. But of course, there's always a trigger word, a trigger situation. And what I have to be very careful of, I've been very recently reminded to mention family in the context of my family, in terms of my Filipino family, is a no-no. I have to be particularly careful not to mention one person, but I also have to be careful not to bring into my conversation my delight or my rattled thought about how on occasion things can upset or maybe irritate me about things happening in the house by other people. So I want everyone to realize I'm going to not only have to put copyright like I do on my channel and not allowed to copy parts of the video, but it seems I'm almost going to be like a movie where we put a disclaimer. The persons and characters reflected in this video do not necessarily represent anybody living or having lived on this planet before. My goodness. And I thought Trump was trying to get freedom of speech back in America. And one is always hopeful, whatever party is in power, that the basic principle of being able to speak your mind should apply for those at least in the West. It certainly has its limits here, and I think most of you will understand why. So that's my cautious thought for the day, but it's one of the reasons why I'm planning on going next week. It will be probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I will start my journey down to Manila, maybe spend 3-4 days there, trying to cram in as much as I can for your benefit, as much as for my own refreshing change. And it may well become a regular thing, not just to Manila. It might also be to other parts of the Philippines. A time away a planned time away to give everybody a chance to see what's outside of where I am and not just my local community. So, talking to people, maybe having a conversation online will be good. And I think it will be a refreshing change for the channel rather than talking about things that niggle me. I'll still be a grumpy old Pom or a grumpy Brit in the Philippines, but as I seem to have either locked myself out of the other channel or something has happened, I will just continue here until I'm rescued, so to speak. So I hope you enjoyed this evening's short but informative information about the future of this channel. Bye now.